Hello there, Vault Dweller. I am your devilishly handsome overseer. My name is Ezra. Oh, you already know that? My apologies. Perhaps we've already gotten acquainted. Well, either way, I'd like to welcome you to the happiest place on Earth, Vault 13, a humble slice of heaven on Earth, hidden below millions of tons of slate and sandstone. A place, I might add, where everyone knows your name, your neighbor is your best friend, and American culture and supremacy live on, regardless of whatever fell from the sky and exploded, killing 90% of humanity some odd 200 years ago. Indeed, we are the most patriotic vault in all the land, perhaps even the kindest, as we really put a heavy focus on good old-fashioned family values. We also enslave people. Yeah, perhaps not our best quality. It's okay though, as one of our slaves is the nasty, mutated ghoul freak, Sharp, who was our enemy as a raider king. We also kidnapped and enslaved a dweller from another vault and her dirty oil blood synth companion. Again, not our proudest moment, but listen, maybe we're not the best people in some cases, but in my defense, she did refuse to join us. Enslaving her was the only way. That's not better, is it? Well, we are always looking for ways to improve anywhere we can, and today that's exactly what we'll be working on. Let's see here. Currently, we're looking into a way to make some of our dwellers a bit more efficient, as they've recently had children and it's starting to affect their performance. Ah, yes, family incentives. How didn't I think of that? Very well, let us begin today by working on one of these incentives. I think a nice nursery would come in handy with us trying to have a bit of a baby boom, but who would man this nursery? Well, I think our automated friends, a nice Miss Nanny, could be the solution. But for good measure, I think we'll have two of them assembled, a couple. That way, if one ends up needing to recharge or something, the other can take its place. While our two new handy helpers are being assembled, though, which can take a couple of days, we are also going to begin work on this nursery. I don't think we'll need a very large facility. Even if we have a massive population, I don't expect them all to be having babies at the exact same time, and even if they do, we can work with it to try to accommodate the size of the nursery at that point, if and when it comes. But for now, I think that this, as it is going to be more than enough. You'll notice not only do we have a section for all the babies to take their little snoozes in their cribs, but we also have a smorgasbord of different types of plushies and toys and things for them to entertain themselves with, as well as our Miss Nannies to entertain them and keep them occupied with, of course, as well as a kind of classic classroom setting. Not really sure what we'll be teaching the babies, but as for the toddlers, we could teach them the bare basics, like shapes, colors, numbers, things like that. So technically, I guess it's a nursery/daycare. It's also a wonderful suggestion from our good friend Zunar51. Apologies if I butchered your name, wasn't really sure how to go about pronouncing it. But thank you ever so much, and I do think that a proper nursery like this is going to be great for fostering the needs of our growing city, as well as the needs of our little red-blooded patriots. Speaking of their needs, both of our Miss Nannies have finally been assembled and are ready for action. Perhaps you don't think that action is the right terminology. What is this, a war, overseer? No, but if you've ever been around a baby flinging feces all over the place and vomiting in other places, you'll know that you'd rather be out in the wasteland than have to change some dirty diapers all day like these poor sod robots. Just kidding, you guys are gonna do great. Now this is an around-the-clock baby tending service. Not to worry as well, we were sure to keep their buzzsaw attachments far, far away. Safety is our #1 priority. And of course, obviously, the parents can visit the babies any time of day that they so choose. Perhaps the best part of it all, though, is that having a nursery/daycare also means that parents, like Hank and Cassie, for example, are going to be able to perform their work duties, such as attending to their security positions, with ease, and without feeling guilty. Wow, we really are an amazing society. Almost kind of makes you forget about the whole slavery thing, huh? Oh, I want to mention as well that we also made plenty of baby food since we won't be able to nurse the children on our mechanical bosom, of course, and because their parents are going to be away at their jobs. This way we make sure they don't starve to death, as I'm sure you could have guessed. But adding in the nursery and taking care of some family incentive issues that we were having brings up new issues. One of the largest issues is the fact that we don't have enough rechargers for all of our mechanoids. And I'm a bit of a silly Billy, last episode making many Mr. Handys for the entire city, and I didn't even put in any gigantic military rechargers, which is a requirement for the Mr. Handys to recharge. So we are amending that little issue today, ensuring that not only do we have large enough chargers for all the Mr. Handy variants, but just as well we have plenty of chargers for all the robots that we plan on having throughout the city. We built this just off the side of our reactor room and just below our toxic waste storage freezer. The reason for that, of course, is because these rechargers generate a bit of radioactive waste every time they have to charge up one of these 3-armed light bulbs that sweeps our streets and takes care of our babies. Now, as we were working on this, we were alerted to an affair within the city. Kinda. Apparently, Lance ended up wooing Ida. Doesn't sound all that bad when you take out the part about the affair, but it's not bad at all, at least not for the city, because Lance's wife is outside of the city. Not a vault dweller, probably not even a pure human, so we don't give a shit. You and the rest of the world might call it infidelity. I call it another potential baby inside our vault. Speaking of which, hurry up you two, we're burning daylight here. You're not getting any younger, and the shitty hellscape outside ain't going anywhere anytime soon either. Even invoking the name of this disgusting wasteland just reminds us about how privileged we really are. So privileged and so blessed to be living here in the vault, in our city, our paradise, under the mountain, under the rule of such a caring and loving overseer. Don't forget about that part. Now then, I think it's finally time for our first research project of this episode, which is going to be advanced batteries. One little hang-up though, we do need a multi-analyzer before we can go about researching this technology, so first we're going to research multi-analyzers. In the meantime, while our eggheads are hard at work cracking the case on multi-analyzers, we are going to be making one great big huge improvement to our greenhouse growing rooms, specifically to the irrigation. We ended up building an irrigation sprinkler in every single growing room that we have, accelerating the growing speed of these plants that are already growing at incredible speeds, meaning we're going to have crops much, much faster. Who would have guessed that throwing some purified water on our potatoes instead of leaving them outside in the nuclear waste to grow would actually make them grow faster and not kill them? I would have guessed that. Something else that I desperately think that the city needs is some public restrooms. Specifically one large public restroom, as we have one already, but it is very small and is towards the front of the vault. Hardly what I would call convenient. So we ended up installing a much larger one down towards the utility section at the end of the vault. I understand the placement might seem a little bit odd, but you see, our new public restroom puts our dwellers' homes right in the middle of two separate public restrooms, ensuring they can always reach a toilet or shower with its own modest bit of privacy with ease. Convenience is, of course, the name of the game. Obviously, the most convenient route, though, would be to let everyone have their own personal restrooms, and this would be attached to their homes. This was the initial plan. However, at some point, I had to accept the fact that giving folks personal restrooms would take away from the grass and nature that people get to enjoy now. We have limited space, and so we simply made the best decisions given our situation. By the point we were done with that, we had also finished up the research into multi-analyzers, and we made our very first, expending a good bit of our plasteel as well as a good bit of our gold. It obviously took absolutely forever, but thankfully advanced batteries should only take about half the time, give or take. This calls for a celebration. How about some ice-cold Nuka-Colas? Not these though, because I actually plan on trading these these later on to the NCR or whoever's willing to trade resources with us. Yeah, nobody touch these, okay? Continuing right along, though, with the epic expansion of our city, we are also going to be mining out a large section and expanding towards the east of our brand new nursery/daycare. And let me tell you, thank God, while we were mining out the section for this new facility, we came into contact with a large vein of steel ore because we were in desperate need. I'd actually planned on trading that Nuka-Cola for some steel, but I guess we can postpone that for the time being. A bit of time later, we finished that research into advanced batteries, and we immediately started working on research into washing machines, and these are what's going to be within the new facility that we are currently working on. But let me give you some whiplash right quick, because before we jump back over to that facility, we're going to be building our very first advanced battery. These are able to store a lot more power than the typical standard batteries. The only issue is they also require advanced components in plasteel, one of which we're a bit low on, being advanced components, and the other of which we are now completely out of. I guess we'll be trading off that Nuka-Cola after all, huh? We could also go out on an adventure into the whippin' wild wasteland pretty soon to maybe find that plasteel as well as some other resources. We should probably do that before we're willing to go out and just buy things willy-nilly, I suppose. But I do think it's definitely a great backup plan. But back to the whiplash, because we finally whipped up our washing machine research. Alright, I'll quit, I'm sorry. On a serious note though, we are going to be building our dry cleaning facility, I suppose, or laundromat, whatever you prefer to call it. It of course is going to have up to, I think, about 8 washers or so for the time being. We have plenty of storage as well for clean clothing, but probably most importantly what it's going to be used for, you'll see here the hampers that we have for tainted clothing. Tainted, of course, being worn by a corpse or other dead persons. This is definitely something that we should have worked on way earlier, because I ended up recycling a lot of tainted clothing already for its base resources instead of washing it. Oopsie daisy. But we'll be doing that no longer. It is now a thing of the past, and we all have our good friend Kennaval-I1C to thank for the wonderful idea of the dry cleaner's shop, where we can go about actually cleaning our clothing. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I had no idea what to do with this area between the nursery and the new dry cleaning area, but I think we're going to reserve it for the time being as kind of property of the nursery. Of course, everything is the property of the entire vault and the overseer, which is myself, but I ended up building a small little park and or recess area for some of the toddlers, and I guess the babies too, as long as the Miss Nannies are holding them, what have you. And if we need to in the future, we can actually expand the nursery itself out this way. Now though, on to more pressing issues. Since we have a lot of our research projects already out of the way, I think a good one for us to work on next is going to be power armor training. This would be perfect for our security needs as well as many of our security officers. Speaking of which, Nellie, the head honcho of our security officers at the moment, is going to be going under for a couple of surgeries. If you've been with the series for a little while, you know that the slave Sharp ended up coming here with some bionic body parts. A damn dirty ghoul didn't need those, but Nellie here sure could use them, not only for enforcing law here in the city, but also for adventuring out in the waste. Not only do bionic arms increase her manipulation stat, but they're also perfect for crushing heads. Once she was finally recovered from her anesthesia, she would gather up a posse, and these 5 are preparing to go out into the wasteland to look for the resources that we need, not only for advanced batteries, but also for many projects that we have in mind for the very near future, including, but not limited to, power armor. Now, since our security officer Rebecca got creamed last episode and died, we are going to be replacing her temporarily on this little adventure with my very own stepmother Buckingham. She used to be a raider captain, so really nobody knows the wasteland quite like her. Plus, one evening I saw her stab my father with a steak knife. I think she'll be fine out there. Just a bit to the southwest of us is an ancient warehouse. If there's going to be anywhere around this godforsaken place that has plenty of steel, plasteel components, etc., etc., it's most likely going to be a place like this. And so we are sending our squad that away. Although, as you well know, it is going to take quite a bit of time. So, in the meantime, we ever so quickly put a pretty pink bow right on top of our power armor training research, now allowing us to go about providing our people with, you guessed it, power armor training. But Overseer, how are we going to do that, I hear you naively ask? Well, my friends, first and foremost, we need a proper workshop slash kind of garage, I guess you could say, where we can actually go about manufacturing and storing the power armor that we plan on creating in the very near future. Just as well, though, this is going to be a place where we can use some of the simulation pods to actually train our dwellers in the arts of power armor. Once they have the adequate knowledge, they will have a power armor trained trait, which will allow them to use power armor. We're still a good bit of a ways off from that. Obviously, of course, we have plenty of room to store many different types of power armor, but we don't currently have the education or the know-how to go about making it. For that, we're going to need fabrication, and after we achieve fabrication, we then need to research these individual types of power armor as well. So, like I said, a little bit of a ways off. Immediately switching gears, though, it would seem that our protagonist adventurers have finally arrived at the ancient warehouse. We have arrived, and as per the usual, there's a bit of gunfire going on inside the facility as soon as everything spawns in. I don't hear any protectrons or anything, though, as we normally do, I must say. I do notice a few rad scorpions here, though, in front of the warehouse. Not sure. Yeah, I don't think they're coming to attack us, so they might be... They're definitely not friendly. We have the enemy red here. Gonna pause for a second, though, and, I mean, you've already seen who we decided to bring along with us here, of course, but I also ended up bringing our Mr. Handies, and the reason that I brought them is because each of them has a pretty good carrying weight. Their carrying weight can help us with getting whatever materials we happen to have here. As you see, I've got them packing silver, NCR dollars in case we want to do some trading, ancient mining charge, which I might actually use in just a second. We also brought our caps, of course. Now, I don't plan on letting them do any fighting. I don't want them to die, obviously. But that ancient mining charge could be good. The one issue is I don't think they're not very well charged, as you can see, but that's okay. They should be fine here for a while. Okay, so it looks like we are going to murder the scorpions. There could be an entire damn hive in here infesting the place. So we're going to try to play it safe if we can, but we're also going to keep our eyes wide open. I'm not sure what the gunfire is. Again, I don't think it's protectrons or anything, assaultrons, because I don't hear anything like that. I'll let Nelly take the lead here. Okay, and we have feral ghouls, which have been murdered by the Dark Scorpions, the Rad Scorpions. It looks like they plan on eating them. And we have the Rad Scorpions. We also do have a lot of steel here, and we have a lot of components, but we also have a lot of explosives. So let's avoid that room until we can somehow manage to lure the Rad Scorpions out, because I really don't want to blow it up. Alright, we've got ghouls in here fighting with one another. Feral ghouls. Let's go ahead and bring everybody inside. We are going to start blasting them. There we go. Oh, sweet mercy. What's in here? Not much. We could hack the terminal. I suppose we'll have Nelly do that as we continue slaughtering more ghouls. Let's go ahead and move forward. Nelly should be fine on her own hacking this. I'm not exactly sure what we'll get, but there could be a safe turret reprogram. So there's an ancient turret in this room, or rooms looks like. That could be handy. I don't really see anything in here at all. Most of this is in ruins and is useless. The only room so far, we could take some of these pre-war couches and stuff back maybe. But the explosives, the steel, we have components, those are going to be handy. Good lord though, the Rad Scorpions are not coming out of there yet. We'll deal with that when we have to, I guess. Ooh, we have a sealed crate, an ancient crate. Go ahead and open that up. What do we have? We've got, oh yeah, advanced components. That's what we like. Let's go ahead and access this room from 2 different angles if we can. Okay, infiltrate. We have a feral ghoul who is dying. We also have component boxes and steel again. Yeah, I think the, if I had to guess, the Rad Scorpions were probably going to eat these feral ghouls. Goodbye. Okay, see you later. Yeah, so we have components, steel, that's about it. Billiards table and stuff, of course, might be kind of useful, but we also have all this. Now, I think if we come in from this angle, we could probably get their attention from here. Maybe draw them into this room. That way, we don't set off these explosives by accident. That's the biggest concern right now. I don't want to accidentally blow us up. On the contrary, we could also send one of our Mr. Handies in as bait. I think it would probably attack them, maybe thinking it could eat them, but do we really want to do that? Probably not. Alright, so I'm going to set up a firing line here, and we'll have Nelly come down here and try to get their attention. Oh, here they come. Alright, I'm going to say it doesn't seem like they're going to attack us, but indeed it does. Now we're talking. Oh, careful, careful, careful. Everybody get back! Oh shit, get back, get back! Oh god. Move, move, move. Oh no. Oh, thank god, okay. I did bring, is that all, by the way? All the enemies? Indeed, I think we've defeated them. I did bring Jet, as you can see here, just in case. I didn't know what we were going to find here. The last time, at the ancient Robco factory, we found so many robots, it was insane, and I wish we had brought more drugs, or just drugs in general, really, that I would have remembered to have taken. Let's go ahead and crack all of this open, see how much steel and stuff that we have once we're done. So far, we have, how much steel? 1,206 steel, 11 components, and 5 advanced components. So that is a lot of resources. I don't know if we can carry all that steel, but we'll definitely try. Even with our Mr. Handies, obviously steel is extremely heavy. I wonder if we could take these armchairs and stuff with us, if we could trade them off to somebody. Some Wastelander faction would probably be willing to buy them, I'd say. Yeah, in terms of our steel, we're only able to carry 40, but granted, I am going to be carrying one of those love seats and a couch and stuff like that. Not a love seat. Or is it a love seat? I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. The pre-war chairs. Because I think we can sell them to the Wastelanders to make more money, and thus we'll be able to buy more plasteel. I like steel, and I like the idea of carrying it all, of course, but we would just be making plasteel out of it anyways, and we can always get some maybe from the Enclave, or maybe just find more to mine somewhere if we need to. Steel is pretty abundant. Plasteel, on the other hand, not so much. So that's what we're going to be trying to get now. So we are actually going to be moving south on the road here. That way we can get down to the NCR Deserters base, the Deserters Fort, and we'll do some trading with him. We also have, oh, you notice a beam of plasma score across the sky. At first glance, it appears to be a meteor, but on closer inspection, it is seen to be humanoid in shape. What could it be? The location has been marked on the planetary map. That's interesting. Some type of crash site. I wonder what could be there. Although I don't know that we'll be able to deal with that, as we are currently trying to do trade and other things, of course, but that could be something interesting if we ever have the time. Well, we did attempt to trade with him at least. The deserters had no interest in trading with what they called Volties. That's okay, though, no hard feelings. Except we kinda sorta told the NCR of their location on our way to another settlement. Yep, here's hoping that the NCR gives those dirty deserters a good stern talking to. I hope they learned their lesson. As we're once again traveling for some trade, though, meanwhile back home it would seem that our two little babies going by the name of Sass and Houston are now toddlers. That's right, the big 03, walking around on 2 legs and all. I'm so proud of them. But, blech, those 2 goofy-ass names will not do. How about, Cooper and Lucy? And you know what? For our first Miss Nanny, we're going to name her Sky, And I think for the second, we're going to name her Rose. These name suggestions are from our good friends, the Empire's Strongest and Adam Wesley Yates 23. I really love the name of Sky Rose, by the way. I almost named the Overseer's little sister that, but we couldn't have Lucy and Cooper and, one or the other. We had to have both of them at the same time with both the kids. You understand, right? I love both the name suggestions from you guys, and I want to thank everyone who left name suggestions. I love you all. Finally, though, our trade caravan had arrived at its destination. In exchange for plasteel, we sold off many a pipe weapon, advanced components, and of course the pre-war furniture that we were talking about earlier. Many days later, our trade caravanning adventurers would finally return home, with very little conflict on the road, I might add. Immediately heading into our storehouse and dropping off just over 300 pieces of plasteel. Oh God, it feels good to be home. Now that we have all that plasteel, of course we can start making those advanced batteries that we needed it for previously. With these, I think we'll be able to store enough power for the entire city for a long period of time if anything were to happen to our reactors. Backup plans, people, backup plans. We finally ended up finishing our research into fabrication, which took absolutely forever. But if you think that took forever, the Recon and Marine armor researches are going to take even longer, per research of course. But at the end of this, we will have some of the greatest power armor that the world has ever made. Now then, as always, while our more intellectually gifted dwellers research new technology, we shall occupy ourselves with some physical labor. We are expanding the future power armor workshop to the right a bit, adding in a new specialized fabrication room. We'll be able to fabricate the power armor pieces and components here, as well as many other complex items to kill or to prevent us from getting killed. It is also within our new fabrication workshop that we have a few variants of the fabrication station, such as the one you see before you. This one will allow us to create unique types of weapons, primarily Gauss weapons. At the moment, these weapons are quite expensive, requiring many advanced components and plasteel. I suppose it's a good thing that we just so happen to come into getting ourselves plenty of plasteel then, isn't it? Now, given the hefty price of this weapon tech, as well as the fact that we are unsure as to how useful it's going to be, starting out and testing small-ish, we will have a Gauss rifle. I think it's a good compromise between a Gauss minigun and a Gauss pistol. Ah, and there it is in all its glory. Alrighty kids, today we will be getting a lesson in prototype weapons handling and training. Say, stand back, will ya? In case I explode or implode. Not really sure what this could do. Let's find out, shall we? Oh, now that there is smooth, a damn fine energy rifle. Bypasses most armors that specialize in kinetic damage since it is energy-based. These are incredibly expensive, but I think they could easily compete with the Enclave's laser rifles. Don't tell the Enclave I said that, though. Perhaps our trade alliance could escalate to things that we need in exchange for our interesting technology. We'll have to discuss with them. Speaking of trade, I also have another teeny-tiny idea that might help us out with making some money as well as bartering and acquiring things that we need. We're going to be building a couple of art benches. You see, we have a lot of sandstone and slate. We've literally moved mountains to build our city here under the mountain, and as such, we are left with a lot of stone that we've been cutting. We've been using a lot of it for furniture and sewage pipes, things like that, and yet we still have a shit ton left over. We might as well put it to good use by starting to make sculptures that we can sell for caps, NCR dollars, or whatever currency the local settlement is using. Or perhaps we just exchange them for some good old-fashioned weapons and armor. And honestly, I think it's very on par and on brand for Vault Dwellers to make art for sale. It's very happy-go-lucky, quirky type of goofy shit that Vault Dwellers tend to exclusively possess and do, during these dark and radioactive times. I suppose you could blame it on our amazing living situation. Also, before I forget, I wanted to mention that I am going to begin actually putting in some proper markings throughout our city. For instance, at our vault entrance, we are going to be putting some radiation warning signs as well as some caution symbolism around the actual door itself. That way people don't get crushed or in the way of it. This is something I wish I had done earlier as we built our city, but oh well, better late than never. We're just going to be throwing in some road markings and what have you for pedestrians to walk across. Not that we have any vehicles anyways, but also some proper caution markings in our reactor room, stuff like that. And I think that these also fit the city quite well, not only because, well, the places that most of the caution and warning signs are in are very dangerous, but also for other things like markings in the streets and whatnot, just because they just fit the city setting, I feel. And I think that they really add that little extra layer of immersion and detail. Think that's cool, do ya? Well, take a look at the mural we painted onto the ceiling of the vault. Yes, nice, isn't it? We based it on the beautiful skies of the pre-war Montana. It was a part of the Northern Commonwealth created by the old government. Ah, those must have been the days, eh? So, do you like it? What? You can't see it? Oh my god! No, that won't do. I have an idea, let me just... There we go. Now, you'll have to use your imagination a bit, but, I think you get the general idea. Maybe? Well, anywho's, I think by this point we have plenty of sculptures, enough that we can make a decent profit and maybe even be able to buy ourselves some more resources like plasteel. I really would like to make more Gauss weapons, so we're going to be sending out a caravan to do a bit of trading with a nearby wasteland settlement to see if they have any plasteel in exchange for our beautiful artworks. They were about 2 to 3 days into their trip by the time that we had finally finished our research into Recon armor. Thank God! Now we have to finish up marine armor, which is going to take just as long. Womp womp womp. But it would seem that our days are still going to be filled with quite a bit of excitement, as we have a trade caravan from the Enclave. No vertibirds? I suppose your generals are cheaping out on fuel lately, eh? I'm just kidding. Please don't kill me and let's maybe trade. I would approach with my security detail and speak with their commanding officer in exchange for a few more of the sculptures that we had in storage, as well as some other resources that we had acquired. They would end up providing us with plenty more plasteel. I know. All I've talked about the last 10 minutes is plasteel, but it's very important for our plans. Oh my. What is this? The free mountain dwellers have come to attack us. No doubt, because we sorta kidnapped one of their dwellers and her synth companion, I'd say. Well, they must not know that we're not going to take shit from them or their filthy-ass soldiers. Especially not these disgusting super mutants. They don't seem to be like ordinary brain-dead super mutants, but nevertheless, a mutant is trash, all the same. So, obviously, we have these mutants attacking. Now, thankfully, I will say, our good allies at the Enclave are still here. We have yet to grab the last of our plasteel, but I've got everybody coming inside, and I'm going to... Oh, no, come in, Soren. Sorry. Almost locked Soren out. We're going to seal the door. We are going to seal the door. I want to make sure I have everybody inside the city, under the mountain in the vault, before this conflict really gets started. I would help the Enclave, but I'm sure they got this covered, right? Against only 3 mutants and 2 dwellers with some decent armor, I guess. These mutants are genetically enhanced, which... I don't know how that's going to fare for the Enclave, but guess we're about to find out. I do hope that our vault door shuts in time. It takes an incredibly long amount of time to shut. So hopefully it seals up before they actually get to our entranceway. I'm going to bring all our dwellers, slaves and all up here towards the entranceway just in case we do need to kind of fend them off. I think worst case scenario, planning this out, if it does happen, we will be bringing all of our people down towards this way to the armory to equip as many weapons as we can. Everybody's already armed to the teeth, but worst case scenario, we'll grab extra weapons and maybe even give them to people like Jim and her synth and force them to fight if we can. I don't think they'll fight against their own people, but maybe they will. Regardless though, let us see how this goes. So we've already got them. Yeah, they're already... Oh, wow, okay. Right in each other's faces. Oh, And the mutant is down. One mutant down. 2 more to go. Oh, shit. The Enclave are taking some... Oh! Enclave, guys, soldiers, troopers, that is like the worst place to be standing. We put these mining charges out here a long time ago. Before we sealed ourselves up, of course. And we've never used them since. We still get raids, of course. They're not anything massive or anything concerning, as they just come on the outside and beat the vault walls, of course, which have incredible durability, so I never really show it, because what's the point? Unless something interesting happens, they normally beat on it for a day and run away. But we put these out here before any of that, and standing behind them for cover is probably the worst thing they could do. We'll see if it affects them negatively, though. Oh my god. These mutants are about to get turned to ash. Oh, 2 of them, and they are fleeing. Hello, goodbye. One singular vault dweller running away. Holy shit, that is incredible. Oh, you know, we could come out here and grab some of these armors. What is this? Stim packs. There's a lot of good stuff out here all of a sudden, and I think we'll take some of it for ourselves. Yeah, let's go ahead and leave the vault unsealed for now, just so we can come out. We'll put some of these fires out, and we'll take these stim packs and stuff too. That, you know what? I'm not gonna lie to you. I was kind of surprised. I thought that the mutants were gonna hold up better against the Enclave, but I'm guessing they're a bit disheveled seeing the Enclave, as they probably weren't expecting them, and were only expecting us. If not for this XO1 soldier, though, or a soldier wearing the XO1, I think they probably would have died. Can we get this fire put out? Thank you. And I'm actually going to strip these mutants, and we'll take these bits and pieces of combat armor inside and get them washed in our brand new dry cleaners, I should say. We've got plasma grenades, we've got laser rifles, knives, stim packs. Ooh, my, this is pretty good. Quite the haul, if I do say so myself. But yes, to my surprise, the Enclave held up fairly well against them. I mean, I'm not surprised. Obviously, the Enclave is always pretty well armed and stuff, but, you know, I just thought these mutants were gonna do better. They are genetically enhanced mutants. That's pretty crazy. They did outnumber them a lot, though, and they have plasma and laser weaponry, so I guess we shouldn't be that surprised. Good on you, though, allies. Thank you for helping, of course. We're getting a lot of these weapons and things already hauled to our armory, which is great. Stuff like these laser rifles, we can go ahead and start equipping as well. Plasma grenades. These will be great. I think I'll sort them out later, though, for our security force. And we will get this combat armor cleaned, and I think it would be good for a few of our other people who obviously can go out adventuring or also join the security force. If I'm not mistaken, so far security force, obviously they've been using the Vault-Tec security armor because it's great, but in some cases, I think the combat armor is actually better, but for the most part, this is the most advanced armor we have. Other than Nellie's power armor, of course, which we got from Sharp when he attacked us. But we are going to be making our own pretty soon, too, which is great. But that was pretty incredible. We'll get all this junk hauled in, and we'll seal the door once more from the outside world, and we will be done with that. I think our caravan should be arriving soon to do trade with some nearby wastelanders, where we might get some more plasteel if we're lucky. And indeed, yes, our trade caravan would arrive several hours later, but there was one little problem. This settlement didn't have any plasteel. The only thing they had that we might even be slightly interested in is components. So we ended up purchasing some of those. We sold them Nuka-Cola and sculptures and made ourselves a few caps. These caps hopefully will allow us to go about purchasing plasteel in the future. But while we're out here, I thought maybe we should also go ahead and investigate that crash site that we heard about earlier. Well, what have we here? Let's go ahead and bring everyone down. Something appears to have crashed. Not exactly sure as to what it is. Perhaps some type of Enclave experimental... Well, it's definitely not a vertibird, but ship, I guess. Some type of vehicle. I don't see any enemies around, no raiders, no nobody. The crash still seems pretty fresh for the most part. We've got a little tiny dead forest fire going on here. Cryo sleep casket. Yeah. Doesn't look like anything's in it, so if there was something in this, here's to have left. Ooh, what's this? We've got a blaster, some type of weapon, and some type of helmet. That's interesting. I think we'll take those with us. This is very interesting. I'm not quite sure where it came from, but I would bet that it is made from some pretty valuable resources. Let's deconstruct it. Just steel, I guess. Well, that's not that valuable. We wouldn't be able to carry all that back. Although we have this part of it here. What is this made of? We'll need to act quickly, though, because the longer we stay here, the longer we risk enemies coming. Oh, plasteel and advanced components. Yes, sir, indeed. Looks like we also have some pieces back here. Let's go ahead and deconstruct those, too. We got some plasteel here. God, I love plasteel. Well, the settlement didn't have any, but I think we found a good bit. Not as much as I probably would have liked, but still. 20 plasteel from this one. Advanced components and components. Go ahead and deconstruct all that we can of whatever this is and take it. And we'll also take this weapon and this helmet. Yeah, whatever it is, I'm guessing it came from the sky. It looks like it had a path right through here where it crash landed and eventually stopped here after having enough dirt slow it down. Ooh, there we go, more resources. Let's go ahead and I want to try this weapon out real quick before we head back. The Overseer will be tickled plum pink with this technology. Technically, we should probably turn it over to the Enclave, but I'm definitely not going to. We've got this little blaster here. Hello. Ooh, that packs a punch. And yet, hardly any recoil. Damn, that is tough. And I want to try the helmet on, too. Just because, why not? It's a bit snug, a bit small, like it fits a smaller head, but oh, nice. That's pretty cool. Okay, yeah, that's alright. Alright, let's go ahead. Oh, I want to deconstruct the cryopod here, too. Could get something useful from that. Yeah, uranium, that'll be good for our reactors. I would deconstruct the rest of whatever this vessel was made of, but it's just steel, and we're not going to be able to carry it all back anyways, so I think what we have here is fine. I don't see any more parts from it, so yeah, that's cool. Alright, we will go ahead and head back home. As they had began making their way back, though, meanwhile, we decided that it was finally time for us to upgrade our research station and our laboratory. We're going to be building 2 extra high-tech research benches to help us out with this research into marine armor. Again, something we should have done long ago, but better late than never. This will significantly decrease the amount of time it takes for us to research any type of technological project, assuming we have enough people who aren't busy doing something else to go about researching, which is normally the case, at least recently. A couple of days later, and our adventurers had finally returned home with all of the goodies that they had found during their exploration, as well as a bit of the money that they had made on their little trade excursion. They quickly went into the warehouse to drop it all off before deciding to come see myself. No, Dad, look, I'm not mad. It's just, ever since she's been born, you don't play catch with me anymore. How? Hello, Nellie. I'll talk to you later, Dad. What can I help you with? An exotic weapon, you say? Well, don't leave me hanging. Let's see it. My, oh my, what have we here? Is this even human? Well, there's only one thing to do with such a dangerous-looking weapon. Keep it for myself, of course. How about we go test it out, huh? Yes, right here in the city street should be fine. Ah, Sharp, you made it, old boy. Yes, I requested you. Feel free to take your hood off. Nobody's around. Yep, I just need you for a little experiment. Let's see here. What? Surely you didn't think we were going to keep a ghoul around for longer than we had to, right? I did make a promise to kill him once he had exhausted his usefulness. Nelly, could you get rid of his body for me? He's starting to stink. Normally, we wouldn't even bother burying any of the people that we kill, much less a filthy mutated freak such as Sharp here, but I don't think I need to express to you just how much we don't need the Enclave finding out we let that ugly bastard live with us for as long as he did. I don't quite think they'd understand. You know, I gotta say, the community already smells and looks much better without that wrinkled, skinny weirdo slogging down our beautiful, pure human sidewalks any longer. Besides, he wasn't useful to us anymore anyways. Ever since we created a robotic workforce, he was only getting in our way at this point. No need to keep a mutie around longer than needed, especially one who was a raider. Imagine all the innocent people he killed out there. Imagine all the Vault dwellers he's murdered. Yeah, bet you wish I would have blasted him sooner, huh? Me too. But just like that, my friends, we have finally finished our research into marine armor, and you know what that means. We immediately started working on our very own power armor. This took an extremely long amount of time, but to go along with this new armor that we're creating, we've also decided to make ourselves a new Gauss weapon as well. I introduce to you my stepmother, Buckingham. Or should I say, Buckingham, my stepmother, the power armor trained, power armor wielding, and Gauss minigun wielding badass. That was a mouthful, but indeed I have decided to give her the joy of being power armored trained first and foremost out of all of our dwellers. And I think that this set of T-51 really complements Nelly's T-60, as the two of them are now going to be our designated adventurers. No more sending out our security force on these dangerous missions. They will be maintaining law and order right here at home. However, that being said, I am going to let our security force and security officers be the first among our populace to actually be power armor trained. Not because I plan on creating a suit of armor for all of them, but just in case they were to need it. Having this type of versatility for all of our security officers is invaluable. But you know what would be even more invaluable? Letting all the people within our city become power armor trained. That way, they will always have the skill set needed to defend their home, our home, to the best of their ability at any given moment. That's right, my darling wife, even you, such a delicate flower. You think that Boland of Vault 58 lets his people actually train to be using power armor like this? All of his people? Yeah, fat chance. Now all that is well and good, however, we still need to test out our Gauss minigun. Armor is great, but if we don't have the weapons to match, what are we really, right? So I have a little small, I guess, herd or clan of rad scorpions that I found out here. We jumped them up out of some of their burrows. Although they don't seem to be aggressive with us, I am going to start blasting them with our Gauss rifle and our Gauss minigun. Let's try it out. Holy shit, are you serious? Oh my god, wait, was that just a stroke of luck? Because he hit the scorpion right in the brain, one shot. There's no way. Not he, by the way, is Nelly. That's incredible if it's that powerful, but I think that might have been a lucky shot. If so, that's like insane. Let's try again. Yeah, that's probably more like it. Is the herd attacking us? No. Look how fast this takes down rad scorpions, though. Oh my god. It completely, if I'm not mistaken, let's take a look actually on the scorpions. Ah, so that would be why. So it completely bypasses their armor, as the rad scorpion armor is only for sharp and blunt weaponry, so like kinetic damage, of course. So these just cut right through their... Oh God, that is insane. Another brain shot. Holy shit, Nelly. It just cuts through their chitin armor, like their exoskeleton armor with like butter. I mean, it's insane. Oh my god, did you see this one? This one was coming to attack and he noticed what was happening to his friend. Get back here, you coward. It actually might be leaving. It definitely fled the area. Oh my god, these are insane. Oh, wow, that's crazy. This technology, I don't know if we should trade it with the Enclave. Maybe we keep it for ourselves. It seems pretty insane, I'm not gonna lie to you. Ah, what what have we here? Vault 58, eh? Ah, there you are. Looks like they plan on, well, planning before they attack. Ah, these mutants. Disgusting. They all look so similar. I wonder how they're creating them. They are genetically superior, so perhaps they have some type of expertise or expert at Vault 58 who knows about mutant DNA, but I would rather burn down the entire place and kill all the mutants. That way, that can't happen anymore. We also have a human with him, a bit of a wastelander human, but this Vault Dweller is wearing a set of T-45. Oh, the old, outdated, shabby Model A. Don't mind if we, you know, I don't know, come in and slaughter all of you. Everybody else is sealed away in the vault. They shouldn't be able to get in anyways. Like I said, with most raids, they just beat on the walls, they leave, we repair them, it's all over with. It would be cool if I could lure them over this way towards the mining charges, but I doubt I'll be able to. We do have to be careful because they have laser weaponry, and laser weaponry can still cut through our power armor, which I would prefer not happening, but it can happen. They're not even paying attention to us. Shows the intelligence of even the most artificially enhanced super mutants. If we hit them with the minigun, now we've got their attention. Oh my god! We killed the T-45 power armor user, the human, which I guess makes sense. The weakest link. We need to take cover though. Let's go this way, right here. Oh. They're getting some decent hits in, though, with that laser rifle. Let's move, and I want to see if I can convince them. I might not be able to convince them to come this way. Damn, these mutants, even with this armor, are a bit tough. A bit tough, I will admit. They are a bit tough. We'll just have to play it a bit smarter than them. Shouldn't be all that hard. Come now, mutants. You'll never get your friend Gem or her filthy synth back without a little bit more effort. At least more than this. Here we go. Oh, came very close. We did get hit there, but the power armor deflected it. Or didn't deflect it, but tanked the damage. That was a good hit. Now, I love that Gauss rifle, but I need the minigun, I think. Oh, yeah, but Buckingham is taking an absolute beating. Oh, shit. You know, I wasn't expecting Vault 58 to have this much firepower. We might have to invest in some proper defenses. Something that we haven't done this entire time because we've been so focused on stuff like power armor. Look, Buckingham is very burned and injured. That is absolutely insane. Minigun, just that way Nelly can use it. Uh-oh, now they are beginning their assault. We need to prepare. If we play this carefully, we might just be able to pull a victory out of our ass here. I really hope so, but I don't know if we can. We need... Oh, okay, alright. Not too bad. As long as we're taking the defensive here, I think we'll be fine. Oh, they're stealing what they can and leaving? Looks like they're taking their own weaponry back. Cowards. I'm gonna chase them. We have to be very careful, though, even in chasing them, because they could end up slaughtering us. Actually, I'm gonna bring Buckingham back. Oh, well, never mind. We don't care about those. They're getting away. That's alright. Buckingham and Nelly, though, I'm going to bring them back inside the vault as they are both very badly injured, as we've seen with Buckingham. Nelly, not as bad, most likely given the fact that she has 2 bionic arms. Holy, though, a laser burn on her brain. Oh, f***ing mutants, dude. Damn it. That's insane. Absolutely insane. Ugh, ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Want to bring everyone in, we'll kind of quarantine it first here for a moment. Buckingham, if you could. Damn it, though. Nellie's got a burn on her brain from those stupid mutants. We could probably do some kind of surgery, or there's probably something we could give her to get rid of that, but we'll take a long time before we even have access to anything like that. Son of a bitch. That's how it is out in the wasteland, I'm afraid. Alright, let's get the 2 of them down here to the hospital, and we'll go ahead and start tending to their wounds with some good medicine, which we currently have in storage, of course. Nelly? Whoa, how are you? Oh, the dock maid! I completely forgot about that. We don't even need a doctor in here because the dark mate will automatically tend to them. I thought it was some type of drug or something she had, but I forgot she doesn't do that. Can you come? Rest yourself, Buckingham? Yeah, I forgot about our automated dark mates. I was very confused, but excited. So we automatically get to tend to wounds. However, even so, it is still going to be a while before they are fully healed. Both of them are going to need plenty of rest, so let's hope we don't have any more fights in the meantime. But my friends, with a successful battle under our belt, scaring off the mutant threat that came to try to steal away a pure human who is beginning to slowly integrate with our society that they think is their friend, I think that our vault, our city, is complete. I really do think that over these last few episodes, this entire series, we truly have created a real paradise for humans here in the wasteland. One that is not only safe and secure for all who live here, as we've seen multiple times. Once we seal that door, there's no getting in. But also one that is so luxurious and a true time capsule of the time before the Great War. My friends, all this word salad that's spewing out of my mouth is just to say, we did it. We really did create a perfect pre-war vault. Our perfect pre-war vault. And I couldn't have done this without you. And I want to thank you all ever so much for watching, of course, for supporting the content, for being here with me, and of course for all your amazing suggestions, not only for where the series should go, but where we should build in the vault, what we should build in the vault, the mods we should use, everything. All of this is because of you, and I really do love you guys. I always do this at the end of a series, but truly I could not be more grateful for such an amazing community and such an amazing audience. I just want to say thank you. Truly, thank you. I often wonder if I end my series too early, and sometimes I definitely do, and you guys definitely let me know that I do, but I think that this series is at the perfect stopping point. Although, our vault here, our community, our city is not ending. This universe continues on, and as do we. The folks of Vault 13 are no longer just surviving in the wasteland, though. They are thriving. And we will continue to do so, and we will continue working with our allies in the Enclave to expand and to repopulate America. God bless the Enclave, God bless Vault Tech, and God bless America. I'll see you later.